Hi everyone, today we're going to be going over two problems with Pythagorean Theorem just to make sure you understand what's going on. So if you see right here, we have a triangle that has a side of 3, a side of 7, and then a side of a question mark. I know I can use the Pythagorean Theorem to find that missing side because I have a right triangle right here. Here's my right angle, and then I have the side opposite is the one that I'm trying to find. I'm going to call this side with 3a. This side was 7b, and then this side I know is my hypotenuse. Why do I know that? Because it's opposite from my right angle. So that's going to be called c. We're trying to find the length of c. To do that, we use our Pythagorean theorem. Remember, that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then what I do, I fill in what I know. Side A was 3, so 3 squared, plus side B was 7, so, 7 squared equals c squared. I don't know, so I'm going to put c right there. Now I'm going to solve 3 squared, that's 9, plus 7 squared, that's 7 times 7, which is 49, equals c squared. So right here, I would do 9 plus 49. That gives me 58 equals c squared. Now my next step is that I have to take the square root of both sides so I find out what c is. So the square root of c squared is c. The square root of 58, I just plug that into my calculator, and I get 7.615, a bunch of other numbers after it. But I'm going to round to the hundredths place, so I'm going to say that c is 7.62. So I found my hypotenuse was 7.62 units. Now right here, we see that the side opposite our right angle already has a value. So we're not missing our hypotenuse with this, so this makes our problem a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to label my sides. It doesn't matter if I label 11 as A or this question mark as A, as long as I plug in correctly to my formula. So let's see, we're still trying to find the missing side in a right angle, so we know we can use the Pythagorean theorem. So a squared, I don't know what a is, that's my question mark side, so I'm just going to leave that as a squared. Plus b squared, b is 11, so I'm going to write 11 squared, equals c squared. C is 16, so 16 squared. Now what I have to do, I first solve doing out my exponents. So I'm going to leave a squared here, plus 11 squared, 11 times 11 is 121, equals 16 times 16 is 256. Now my next step that I do, I'm trying to figure out what a is. So I need to get a by itself on that left-hand side. So the way I do that is I subtract 121 from both sides. Therefore, I now have a squared on my left side, and then 256 minus 121 is 135. Now my next step, just like I did before, I take the square root of both sides because I want to get a by itself. The square root of a squared is a, and the square root of 135 is 11.62. So my missing side, my missing leg, is 11.62 units. So the first problem we saw, we were finding the missing length for our hypotenuse. Now this problem, we saw we were finding the missing length for our leg. They are both pretty straightforward as long as you plug into the formula correctly and solve correctly. Let me know if you have any questions.